Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome back to Armored Warfare. As I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to squeeze this video in for Wednesday, as it's like 10:30 p.m. My time on Tuesday night before, as you see this video on Wednesday morning, because I had like a 13-hour workday and super busy with life in general. But Operation Cerberus, one of the cartel's elite strike squads, is attempting to hijack a key munition shipment to take them down. So in this operation, we're going to be featuring the 2S-14 Zhalo-S, which is a Soviet tank destroyer. It's a light, highly mobile vehicle. In Armored Warfare, this tank, as shared from Armored Warfare itself, is known as being one of the deadliest Tier 4 vehicles.
The cartel is unloading crates of anti-tank mines from the train. Destroy the shipment.
And a little bit of a jump there. Not necessary, we could have gone just to the right. A little hard to see in the sandstorm though. This gun is a rather low caliber for being at the tier, but it's the rate of fire and the penetration power of this, I believe it's 125mm gun that makes up for it. Has good concealment, in my opinion. I could be totally mistaken on that. But you can set up in some really good positions and really pump some damage into the enemy team. I was torn between this and another battle, but I just kind of liked how this one went. It went just a little bit better. But when you're playing on this operation, as I'm trying to gun it and be as swift as possible, getting up here to this overview is really powerful for a tank destroyer and setting up here to be able to support your team. So we're just trying to find our place here by the rock. You've got some bushes up here. We're just trying to find a place to pin that tank on with our heat or high explosive. So we're looking all over, and we did immobilize in there. So that's one of the things you just have to be mindful of if you when you play this tank, is especially when we're facing higher tier tanks, like we are in this battle. I think we are. It's a tier 4. The screen that I have in viewing yeah, there's some tier 5s. Okay, couldn't 100% tell. So you just have to be mindful in picking your shots. That's one of the things I've kind of learned well with the tank destroyers, in particular with the Zhalo-S. You know, depending on what armament type you're using, right? If you're using the armor piercing, the heat, high explosive, it's just looking for those opportunities. You know, even here, if we're going for this little gap, right, to get the damage in between the train cars. So that's just something that can be punishing if you like. If you're wanting to play tank destroyers and you don't take the time to aim and finding those weak points, which you can tell by the green arrow, where if you get a yellow orange, it's like maybe, red's like no, you're not going to penetrate. So this part of the map, as I was talking about up here in D6, is a really great place to just sit and chill and pumping a lot of the damage in. So you can see we're going through this ammunition type quite quickly, as we just missed him. We're trying to squeeze that in before he got away behind the train car. It's a really powerful position, especially when your team's doing some really good spotting, whether it be main battery tanks, so on and so forth. The main thing you have to watch out for in this position is the tanks directly below you. So you can see I backed off there, so now we've not been spotted at all. Now we're back to being spotted because we fired, and now we have the gray eye, which means we still can be seen, although we're not actively spotted. If that makes sense. You're still seen, but not. You will go dark shortly. So you just have to be mindful in how you position your tank here. I've set up in this position here along the rock, as you're seeing here. We didn't get that shot because definitely there was dirt in the way. Here, or you can go a little further off to the left. There's a little bit of a low dip, but you're often kind of rocking in and out of concealments and kind of fearing for your life a bit more. So we are getting some in here, as you can see. Even though we have yellow, we did get some damage out of that. So you can tell, right, the penetration, but in particularly it's that rapid rate of fire that's doing us some really big favors in here. So, you know, there I shouldn't have shot because his turret's turning and the frontal armor of that turret is a lot stronger. So we're not gonna get a lot of damage. So this, as I was saying, it's experimental light, highly mobile. There's something about this tank destroyer that still feels slightly heavy, especially when you're just booking along. So just do be mindful of that. Although I'd say in terms of maneuverability and speed, it does, as a tank destroyer, help you get around quickly across the map. So here with the gun depression, you're really looking for these parts in the map where the back of your tank, so my left side of my tank is kind of going to be, there's a higher ground behind me that enables me to get this gun depression. And when I say gun depression, it's just getting that, my turret, my gun, lower, so I'm not just looking over the head of these different tanks, right? So now we're taking damage. I'm like, oh shoot, and I was really slow to respond to that. So that's unfortunate. So in those positions, and as a tank destroyer, because I mean you're not a battle tank, you're not a light tank, you can die very swiftly, as you saw. So you do have to be mindful of how the enemy tanks are set up, whether they're down here immediately on the left and you're dealing with. I'll point out the other position as we go up here that I sometimes play around with. I do it more with an AFV, so it's kind of right in through here and then reversing back. But in general, I'd say this position right where I'm at now is a safer position to use. Tank destroyers tend to sit just a little bit higher than the AFV, so just do be mindful of that. And this isn't, of course, a position for a main battle tank or a light tank to really play. You want to be more supporting your team a little more closely. So the mission was a success, although I don't think we completed the secondary objectives fully. So I'm going to fast forward the load screen to take some time, but in terms of our results, we did 12,289 damage, 6 spotted, 6 destroyed, and with standard and premium you can see a difference. Shooter is a medal award to a player who hit at least 80% of 20 or more shots with a total of 2,000 potential damage or more in a PVE operation. We're going to play second on the team with 12,289 damage again, 872 experience. So we tied for experience with the guy in first. And then moving on to the details. Here you can see how many shots we fired. 57, 50 were direct hits. Shots that dealt damage, 41. So just, it's, if you like being able to, I would recommend this tank, or I'd recommend this beginner bundle, what I did with this tank, tank destroyer, and the AFV, the ZBD86. They're fun to play at tier 4. I like playing low tier and armored warfare a lot. I do recommend this tank if you just want to have that high rate of fire. You know, you're not gonna have these amazing damage shots, but it is fun to get around positions, set yourself up, and being able to support your teammates. So that's going to bring this video to a close. I hope you liked today's Armored Warfare video. And we will be looking forward to doing our World of Warships Community Ops Day for NA server on Saturday. If you are play World of Warships and you want to join for that Community Ops Day, I put some information up on the FLT Discord server and also in the YouTube community tab. So I hope you will have a great day, depending on what time zone you're in. And if you liked today's video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. If you're subscribed, thanks so much. I really appreciate your guys' support and interaction here on the channel. And we'll catch you next time. Take care.